Hey everyone, welcome back to Coastal Kids. I hope you guys have had another great week at home. I know that some of you have started doing some schoolwork again, so I hope that everything went well with that and that you're having fun with school at home. Well, in Coastal Kids, we've been talking about humility, which is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. And that can seem kind of upside down. I mean, we want what's ours, and we want things to go our way. But humility says that we will put others first. And we've learned that Jesus gave us the perfect example of putting others first. He turned it upside down with humility. In fact, Jesus turned a lot of things upside down when he was here on earth. He didn't really do anything like the people expected him to do. The Jews wanted him to come in as a conquering king and save them from the Romans. But instead, he lived a very humble life and was always putting others first. He deserved to be treated kindly. I mean, after all, he had healed so many people of sickness and disease. But instead, he was betrayed by one of his own disciples and put on trial by the Jewish religious leaders. He hadn't even done anything wrong, but they were mad because Jesus was turning things upside down. So instead of being crowned as a royal king, he ended up dying a shameful death on the cross. Now, to his loyal followers, his plan for the kingdom of heaven probably seemed very upside down. But we know that God's plan was the perfect plan for Jesus to die, to be buried, and to rise again so that we could have eternal life. And that is the perfect example of humility. So, how do we show humility to those in our lives? Today's story is a real life scenario based on Philippians 2, verses 3 through 8. And it's going to show us how we can put others first in our lives. Every day we have opportunities to show humility to others, even when we don't want to. It's not easy, but it helps when we remember that Jesus showed us humility. So that's today's bottom line. Put others first because Jesus put you first. Now, before I go, I wanted to show you a little trick to help you remember that Jesus turned things upside down with humility. Now, if you have a cup of water and you turn it upside down, what happens? That's right, all of the water will come out. But what would you say if I told you that I can turn a glass of water upside down without the water coming out? Let me show you how. You'll need a cup of water and a piece of heavy paper or cardstock, or you could even cut up an empty cereal box. And I'm going to put that piece of paper over the cup, and I'm going to tip it over carefully. See, no water's coming out, which isn't too impressive, but I can take my hand away and it stays there. Now, eventually it's going to fall because it's water and it's getting the paper wet and it's already leaking out a little bit at the edges, and it's pretty soon going to come gushing down. But while we wait for it to do that, does anybody know why that water will stay up in the cup like that even for a short time? Well, I'll tell you, it has to do with air pressure. Even though you can't see it, there are air molecules pressing up against everything all the time. And right now, the air pressure is pushing up against the cup harder than the weight of the water is pushing down to the ground. So for now, literally, air was keeping the water in the cup. So that's a pretty neat thing that you can try at home if it's okay with your mom and dad. And you can try using gradually bigger cups and see how big of a cup of water you can do before the weight of the water is heavier and more force than the air pressure coming up from underneath. Well, whether you try it on your own or not, I just want you guys to remember that Jesus turned everything upside down with humility, and he wants us to do the same. Now, I've got one more thing before I leave. We are going to do another Facebook challenge this week. Now, this time I'm not going to be sending out emails at all to parents. So if you want to find the challenge, you have to go to our Facebook page and find it. But each day I'm going to post a few pictures of something around our church, probably like in the areas where we normally do Coastal Kids. And you have to try to figure out what the picture is of. But there's going to be a tiny little twist. I am going to post the pictures upside down. So Monday through Friday, go to our Facebook page, look at the pictures. If you think you know what the pictures are of, have your mom or dad email the answers to me. We can't really post them on the Facebook page or else everybody will see the answers. For each correct answer that you turn in, I will enter your name in a drawing. And we'll have another drawing at the end of the week. This time, it'll just be for your favorite candy or a treat. So have fun, have a great week, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.